Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Nate, also known as Mewtwo Fan Nate, and welcome to my draft analysis for WBE, the World Battle Entertainment Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Draft League. Now, it is almost 5 o'clock in the morning, guys. I've tried recording this several times, and I think we're just gonna go with it at this point. So hopefully this one doesn't suck. And I just want to let you guys know, make sure you check out the description box down below, because that has all the other coaches' links in the description. And if you want to just be kept up to date with everything that's WBE, just make sure you're following everybody on Twitter, you're subscribed to their YouTube channels. It's going to be a fun season. You guys are not going to want to miss anything. Without further ado, we're just going to get into like the rules, the nitty gritty of the season. So the main rule is that you cannot gen your Pokemon. In any other past draft league, you would use your computer to generate Pokemon and import them into your game, whereas in this draft league, you actually have to catch everything yourself. So pretty much, if I want to get a Pokemon, I have to go and catch it pretty much 31 times, or soft reset for it, whatever, and get like the 4 or 5 IVs with a couple natures that I need, everything by hand. So the idea of this league was to kind of create content around the league. So if you guys want to go check out everyone's Twitch streams, I recommend doing that as well. Like the link to my Twitch is always in my description. You want to hang out with me, we do play other games as well. So whether you're into Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, or even anything at all like this, or just me in general, if you want to come say hi, you know, I always appreciate someone to talk to. So with that being said, everything is, you can't gen your Pokemon. Rest is banned. Mew, Melmetal, Mega Alakazam, and the Mewtwo's and their Megas. Those are all banned. Now, it is a free draft. There's not many Pokemon to choose from, at least not many fully evolved Pokemon to choose from. So it's going to be very interesting how people craft and create their teams. Going into my first pick, I didn't know what I wanted, so I kind of just wanted to grab something that I thought was going to be decent. I think something that I saw potential in, something that you guys are going to see. It's Venomoth. Now, normally in any other Pokemon draft league, you would see first round Venomoth, and you would think the person that drafted it was dumb, like that they're bad. And normally I would agree with that person and say that Venomoth is not good. But Venomoth in this type of format is actually very good. It's one of the few Pokemon that has access to a setup sweeping move. And it's not only that, but it also, you can pair that with Sleep Powder, which this thing has access to, which makes it allow itself to kind of boost itself for free in a sense. So, for example, Venomoth has the move Quiver Dance, which gives it a +1 in its speed, special attack, and special defense. So you can pretty much just do that. Like, you can literally just click Sleep Powder and then boost on your sleeping opponent as you just get stronger and stronger, bulkier and bulkier, and if they damage you, you have access to reliable recovery and roost, so you can just heal yourself back up, and then you're faster than everything, and then you can literally just hit your opponents with super hard stab, such as with like Bug Buzz or Sludge Bomb, which also has a 30% chance to poison. Bug Buzz is really good because it can go through the move Substitute. And it also has coverage moves in Mega Drain and Psychic. And Psychic is a really good move in this game. There's not many dark types, and so there's not many things that can freely switch in and be immune. There's also a very limited amount of steel types, which is like its only other real resist. And just like the psychic spam is kind of like, it's not like a theme of the team, but I did kind of keep that in mind. Like when I was picking my Pokemon, I saw, oh, this Pokemon has psychic, so it's just a relatively easy move to just click and spam, and like you know, that was kind of like the thought process in some of those things. Another thing about Venomoth is it has access to U-turn, so U-turn is a nice move for momentum. It's also stab, and I think with that being said, I think I've pretty much covered everything about Venomoth. We're gonna go into my next pick, which is Mega Slowbro. Now, Mega Slowbro is super thick, really good defense, really good HP, really good special attack, and it's a Psychic type. Now, Psychic types, again, really good in this meta because there's nothing that just like, of course, there's a few Dark types, but not every team is gonna have a super reliable resist. And the thing is, like, with this, like, it has probably the two of the best moves in the game, being Scald and Psychic. Scald just having a chance to burn something and cutting its attack in half with a burn. That's huge. Psychic, also huge. It does have the potential to boost with Calm Mind, and it also has, wait for it, Teleport. Now, you guys might not know what Teleport does, but it acts as a momentum type of move where you can switch out with another Pokemon that you have with you. So pretty much it's a negative priority move, so meaning that it always is going to go last, but it's not really used that way. It's used if you are predicting your opponent to switch out. You can then click Teleport and then get in a Pokemon that has a more favorable matchup on whatever they bring in. So I think that is kind of cool. We have, for our first two Pokemon, we're actually going to have Momentum, and I kind of want that to be centralized in this team. And you guys are going to see throughout the picks that everything has some sort, like almost everything, not every single thing, but almost everything has some form of like U-turn or teleport, which is really nice. Now, going into the next pick, also Mega Slowbro gets fire moves such as Flamethrower and Fire Blast, hits the grass types, and that's cool. Alolan Raticate, round 3. You guys saw it here first. Never in my life would I like just see someone pick Raticate or Alolan Raticate round 3, but because it is a Dark type and one of the few that that's decent, it's not bad. It's not bad. It has access to Sucker Punch and Quick Attack, which are both stab priority, and it has a form of boosting its attack with Bulk Up and Swords Dance. This thing also has the move Super Fang, so it can cut whatever HP your opponent has in half, as well as the move U-turn. So again, it has momentum, cutting things in half, which is actually really huge because there's not many ways of like healing yourself, like aside from rest, which we banned. So it's gonna be a very hyper offensive type of thing, and just damage, like cutting something in half is gonna be huge. Now, Dark type and Psychic type, like it's not a core, it's not a real core, but it kind of does work together, as you guys know that Mega Slowbro is weak to ghost types. Alolan Raticate, normal type, Dark type, doesn't really mind the ghost types. So you guys can kind of see what the synergy is as of right now. Nothing too crazy, but you know, we're working on it. Now we have ourselves Stealth Rocker in Sandslash. Sandslash, ground type, not super versatile. Again, with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, move pools have really shrunk. So the real thing that this thing can do is just go for Stealth Rocks and Earthquake things, and then I think it gets Poison Jab for coverage. Not really too much to say about this, other than it has like pretty decent defense and a pretty decent attack stat. And that's about it. Like it lost its rapid spin capabilities, it lost its knockoff capabilities because there's no items in this game. So it's really just kind of simplified, so it doesn't really do too much. So we're not gonna spend too much time on that. We're gonna go into our next pick, which is Mr. Mime. And again, Mr. Mime, everything has really been simplified, so a lot of the cool moves like Healing Wish and all the other crazy things that Mr. Mime could do, it doesn't do anymore. So it just kind of adds on to the Psychic spam that we wanted. Like for example, like Venomoth, Slowbro, Mr. Mime all have access to Psychic. Two of them are gonna have Stab Psychic, which is huge. This also gives us a Fairy type. I don't complete any of my cores. Like if you guys are familiar with draft leagues, there are certain cores that you like to complete. Like there's a Fire Water Grass core, there's a Fairy Dragon Steel core, and there's a Psychic Dark Fighting core. I don't complete any of them. I don't complete any of my cores in this draft, but I think it's okay. I think we have a solid team overall. Probably the worst one out of everyone, but I'm still happy with it. The things that this thing is really going to do is just going to go for Dazzling Gleam, taunt things that want to set up Stealth Rocks or substitutes or boost themselves, and then just kind of hit back with some decent stab. Like there's really not too much to say about this thing other than it looks kind of cool. And it's Mr. Memes, man. It's Mr. Memes. Now we have Magmar, which is a really versatile. No, it's not. I lied. It's not a versatile Pokemon. It's really just, it's got Thunder Punch, so it has coverage for water types. But other than that, it's just going to be a fire type that helps me beat the grass types, and that's really it. The bug types and the grass types. That's all this thing is going to do. Really fast. Going to have access to Taunt and Psychic. It does help. My cat is making so much noise in the background. I'm sorry, guys. But everything is kind of simplified. There's not really too much that it can do. It's got some decent bulk to it. It's kind of ugly, but you know, whatever. We got Raichu. Again, Raichu is really simplified. Like Raichu used to be able to do so much more in every other like metagame because it had all those access to like the event moves and stuff. Like, but with this, it's really just going to be going for Thunderbolts, and that's really, it's a fast electric type, going to be able to outspeed so many things with a base 110 speed, and that's really it. It's just fast Thunderbolts. It's going to help the, like, it's going to pair really well with Mega Slowbro in a sense, because, for example, like Mega Slowbro can kind of deal with the ground types and the just the rock ground types that would otherwise really resist the Thunderbolts. And Mega Slowbro also carries Psychic, so the other grass types, most of them are also poison. So it's gonna be, you're gonna get rid of your grass types, and you're gonna just clear the way for Raichu to click Thunderbolt. You guys see how hard it is for me to justify the picks that I'm picking when this metagame is so weird with all the different things that they took out, and you're trying to figure out what they took out. It's kind of hard in that sense, but like, I know that I'll make it work. Next pick, Dragonair. Not many dragon types in this format, so I think I got a pretty good one. Considering that the other options were already drafted, like Mega Charizard X and Dragonite were already taken. I was able to get Dragonair, which is pretty much a worse version of Dragonite. And in a sense, it's not as bad because it doesn't have the 4x weakness to Ice. And it still resists things like the Electric, Fire, Water, and Grass. And it still gets like the cool moves that Dragonite gets. It gets access to the dragon, the dragon moves such as Outrage, and it also has like the fire. I'm pretty sure it gets like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Fire Blast, Flamethrower, and then it has Agility. So you can Agility and then just click Outrage on everything, and you're fine. You just get kills, and that's it. It's also super pretty, and I like this Pokemon a lot. Because of its look, it's gonna look really nice. The next Pokemon we got is Fearow. Now, Fearow, ugly Pokemon. It's not that great, but it is a ghost immunity, I should say, and it also is a ground immunity. So that's really what I needed on this team. I really needed something that was off the ground. If you guys can see, all my other Pokemon were not. They were all on the ground, weak to Earthquake. This gives my team a little bit more support for that, because then it makes my opponent think twice if whether or not they have to click Rock Slide, whether they have to click Earthquake. It makes it nice and easy. I'm pretty sure this thing also gets Roost for the recovery. Drill Peck is going to be nice, and U-Turn for momentum. Now, I know I didn't mention it before, but Magmar also gets Teleport. Mr. Mime gets Teleport. So we have U-Turn on Fearow, we have Teleport on Magmar, Mr. Mime, and Slowbro, and then U-Turn on Venomoth and Alolan Raticate. So a lot of our team does have potential for momentum, and I'm kind of liking that type of vibe that we have going on for that. And that's about it. That's really all that this thing is going to do. It's going to have Drill Run, so you can hit rock types super effectively, but that's really it. That's really all that this thing is going to do. Not too special, not too crazy, and that's about it. Now we got Graveler. Graveler is here because I needed a second Stealth Rocker. I can't just have one. If I only have one Stealth Rocker, I have to bring it with Stealth Rocks every single week. And I have to bring that Pokemon every single week because of how centralized this metagame is around Stealth Rocks, because you can't remove them. And that's why they're so important. Once they're up for good. So having more than one is going to be useful. Is Graveler a good Pokemon? Probably not. Does it have things like self-destruct? Yes. So that's all that matters. It has self-destruct and Stealth Rocks and Earthquake. That's all that you guys need to know. That's all that I needed to know when I picked it. And that it was easily obtainable because it's literally in Victory Road Cave. It's everywhere. Geodudes are in every cave that I can think of. So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this draft, let me know what you think in the comments down below. What was your favorite Pokemon? Hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. And I will see you guys next time. Alright, peace.